everyone. Good morning. It's Rita for MISSRITA to the rescue here for today's Cricut Chat. And let's see, it's an exciting morning, even though, well, it's Friday, the last day of the week for us, but also very exciting. I almost want to do shows Saturday and Sunday, excuse me, because we've got some brand new products that I was on to show you yesterday. If you didn't see that new product video, then we're going to be going through all of these things morning by morning. There's a lot to unpack here. And I wanted to just show you, this is the Cricut website. And if you go to the new section right here, that's what I'm on, you will see all the latest and greatest products available. Now, the thing that you have to remember is when you sign in, if you are an Access member, you're going to get money off immediately. And I believe that you can also, on the materials, I believe you can also use my link and code. And I would just encourage you to use my link and code there. I this morning put a whole bunch of stuff in my cart just so you could kind of see all the things that I bought. And here I am a premium access subscriber, so I get 20% off. And so that took off $20. I haven't even put my promo code in. So let's see what that does. Let's do that. I think my promo code is MISSRITA. I think it is MISSRITA. Okay, can't really spell my own name. Okay, so it saved me an additional 10%, which means that my order total is $70. It started off at $102, and I got free shipping too, and I saved $36. So my order is only $70.52. So I wanted to just kind of show you that. So today we're going to be unpacking the iron-on or vinyl, both actually, glow in the dark. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to have fun. But I want to first stop and say hello to my friends. Good morning, everyone. Pat, hello. Bren, Donna. Yes, Mom is feeling better. She's I did this morning. Total savings was $83. Wow, Shirley, that's amazing. Hey, Gail's back. Gail's back from her trip, and she made it okay. Thank you. Nice to see you, Gail. Hi, Catherine. Hi, Loretta. Hi, Susan. Renee, can you use Smart Vinyl on a Maker? You can use it on a Maker 3. Smart Vinyl is only for Maker 3, Explore 3, or the Joy if it's Joy sized. Okay. So good morning to all my friends. We got a big group on, almost 70 people. So I'm so happy to see you all. So I'm just going to dive in because we're actually going to do 2 projects today. We're going to be doing this one, which I did in the glow in the dark vinyl. This one, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Remember that? That's from Macbeth. And it's from the Three Witches, or the Wayward Sisters. It's from the Macbeth. They come up at the beginning of the play. And then this also is from Macbeth. Something wicked this way comes. I did this one with iron-on, and we're going to do both today. I'm going to show you how this works. So I'm going to just jump in and show you that I have indeed 2 different files for this. So what's important for you to remember about getting my files is you follow me in Cricut community, because if I just give you this file, it'll just be one file. But if you follow me in the Cricut community, you can get all my files. And I have actually over 400, and they're free. Okay, so I have 476 projects that I've shared in the community, and they're everything: Christmas, Halloween, birthday, uh, 4th of July, all this stuff. This is all for you, and it's all free in the Cricut community. But you have to be following me to see them all. Excuse me. So definitely follow me. I'm looking for my water. I don't know what I did with it. I guess I don't have it. So anyway, you have to be following me. And how do you do that? Well, pretty easy. If you're going to go to the home page, you can find community. See this recently added in the community, and you can click on that if you wanted to. And sometimes because there's a lot of projects in the community, but sometimes you can find my projects here. It's just so many people that are sharing that, which is great. And so there are all of these great projects. You can also get there when you go to, let's go to the canvas. If you go to projects and you choose all categories and then Cricut community, you can see also the Cricut community. Once you find me, you can follow me and also like or save any of my projects. Okay, so let's go to my projects, and we're going to first work on this one, the Something Wicked This Way Comes, which I made specifically for the glow in the dark vinyl, actually iron on. This one I did with iron on, and let's have a look at the file. So I love this quote. I've seen it in Design Space for a number of years and always wanted to do it. But I just could never, I don't know, I just could never figure out what I wanted to do. So when they came up with the iron on, I'm sorry, the glow in the dark, then I found it again. So there are actually 4 here. It depends which one you want to make. I think there's 4 or more. Is there 4? So there's 4 different ones here. And what I did here was I just created a background using offset. I'm going to show you how to do that. And then we're going to actually cut this one out. Okay. So I'm going to hide these other ones just so that you can see what we're doing. All right. So we're going to use this one here, which we're going to cut out. So let's go to images, and from images, just type in Something Wicked. Something Wicked. I have capitals on. And you will see we actually have 80, including Facebook. So that's great, Loretta. Thank you. All right. So here is Something Wicked This Way Comes. So I actually chose just 4 of these, but I want to show you how to make this. I don't think I chose this one yet. So let's choose that and add it to our canvas. Okay. All right. So this one's kind of cool. I love the way that the letters are done. And so how do I turn this into a sign? Okay, so I need a sturdy sign, and I need a sort of a backing to it. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to hit offset, and I'm going to do an offset at 0.125 to start with anyway. And I'm going to hit apply. Now, I say to start with because sometimes when you do oops, I did it wrong. I did it wrong. So I say 0.125 because sometimes if you're doing an offset, and let's apply, and there's our Something Wicked, you'll notice that particularly for this one, I noticed that there were these little stragglers hanging around, these stars. And when I did an offset for that, I ended up reworking the offset because it was too scattered. So let me show you what I mean. So ungroup this and let's just do this guy here. And I did an offset of 0.125, which is a nice thin offset, and I hit apply. But when I did that, look at this. See, these things are free floating. I don't want that because then I'm going to have to place little pieces, which when I cut out. So I don't want to do that. So instead, I'm going to get rid of this. And if I do an offset of just a little bit more, like maybe 0.2, or even this one's 0.19. All right. And then I apply, then all of a sudden, all my little pieces are attached. Okay. So that's what I did there. And then let's move this over. Then let's do this. So I changed the color of this. So there is my something wicked. It's not super detailed like the other one, but it's still good. And then what I want to do is group this, right? And I'm going to then do another offset to give it 3 layers. Okay. So again, the 0.19 seems good. So I'll hit apply, and then I can change this to purple, just like that. And to make my signs, what I did was I took this purple layer and I duplicated it a couple of times. And then I cut it out with craft cardstock. So here you go. Just changing the color to black because I'm using black cardstock craft. Okay. And let's see. I'll just arrange this to the front. And this is what our project is going to look like. It's not coming to the front. Come on, arrange it to the front. There we go. So then we can take this whole thing, do align center, and then group. And then you can size it to whatever you want. For these ones here, this is the one that I'm going to cut out. I'm going to hide this one. For this one here, I decided to cut out. I'm going to take this one away. I decided to cut it out fairly large. And so that is the one that we're going to cut out. Now, I only got 1 roll each of iron-on and the vinyl. This is what it looks like, okay? And each roll or each item that you buy has 24 inches. So from this, because I'm making my signs pretty big, I was able to get 4 signs made, and I'm going to show you how to put them together. And actually, we're going to cut the iron-on. Okay, so let's get to it. We're going to hit make it. Now, because we're doing iron-on, remember what we have to do is we need to mirror. Okay, so here we're mirroring. And the reason why I chose iron-on for this is because there are a lot of these little tiny pieces that if you did in vinyl, you might lose. So that's why I chose iron-on. So I'm going to hit continue. And I have now, I'm going to bring you down here so you can see. I have now my iron-on my mat. I'm using a strong grip mat because when it came out in the roll, it was still very rolled, you know. And I also am using masking tape. So I'm going to go back to my screen, and because I'm using masking tape, I'm going to edit this and move my image down a little bit because I don't want to deal it with some masking tape there. That's all. Just sort of one of those little quirky things that I like to do. And then I'm going to go to browse all materials and go to iron-on. So here is iron-on, and you'll see here glow-in-the-dark iron-on. That's what I'm choosing. And I always cut my iron-on or my vinyl with a little more pressure. So that's what I'm choosing here. So let's go ahead and put it into the machine. There's nothing wrong with using painter's tape or masking tape. I use masking tape just because I always have it around, and it just holds it onto the mat. Even though this mat's super sticky, I just didn't want it to curl up, and you can actually see that it's curled up a little bit over here. So I'm going to hit go, and while that's cutting, I also want to show you that I've cut out all of these other pieces. So I'm going to just take them off of the mat so you can see. But I'll let you watch it cut. It's really fun. So it obviously is very detailed. It's going to take a little while for it to cut. The other thing I want to point out is that I'm going to have quite a bit on the bottom that I can use. And I've actually been holding on to my scraps because I plan to also use the glow in the dark for other things like safety features around my house. My mother, as you guys know, coming to live with me. And she has dementia, and so that causes a little bit of problems, especially like at night. She can wander a little bit, and I want to make sure that she still has trouble finding my my kitchen light to turn it on. So I plan, and also with my water dispenser, I have a water dispenser. I've used it for so long that the little blue thing that says cold water has worn down. So I plan on using the iron-on, probably vinyl, to make some things that are easy to see at night. Also, think in terms of comforting things. So I might make my mom a little sign that's not Halloween, that just sort of like maybe a little meditation that I can iron on onto a sign. So at night when she's sleeping, if she wakes up, she can see the sign and it will tell her where she is. So there's a lot of uses for glow in the dark, and this is probably my favorite of all the new products that Cricut has come out with. And what are the numbers for on MISSRITA's maker? Oh, this is actually a ruler. It's I've had it since forever, and I just leave it up here because I use it to turn I have my lamp up here, and I use it to turn it on, but then I also use it for other things, and I'm always looking for a ruler. So that's what that's for. Technically, this little spot up here is for your iPad or your phone, but I often do not use my iPad or phone with my Maker 3. I use my computer, but I will use it for my Joy, which doesn't have a spot for the Joy, or the Explorer 3. I have all the machines, and I love all the machines. While we're speaking about Joy, sorry for the dog barking. Hey, you, stop. That's my never barks dog. While we're speaking about the different machines, you can use this, the iron-on or the vinyl glow in the dark on the Joy. It would need to go on a mat. So if you don't yet have a Joy mat, you probably want to grab one. It's not a smart material, so it does need to go on a mat. Okay, so let me move you down here so you can kind of see what I'm up to, and then we will weed that iron-on. Okay, so here is my craft board. Do you know about craft board? I love it. I love craft board. Let me show you whenever it's on sale, I buy it. So this is craft board. This one happens to be the natural. It comes in white, natural, and black. And it's a very thick board like this. And it does give some heft to your project. So whenever I'm making sign, I use craft board. And I like that it comes in the different colors. So I've already cut those out, and here is our iron-on. I'm going to see if I can get my light down in here. Now I am going to take my ruler. I hope I'm going to be able to do this. The light is a little off. So I'm going to take my ruler, and I'm going to find, I've turned my mat upside down. And you see here, I don't know if you can see because of the shadow, but right here is where it ends. So I'm going to take my ruler, put it right there, and then I'm going to get my true control knife, and then I am going to gently, so as not to go all the way through the mat, I'm just going to gently, whoops, do this. Okay, let's see if that worked. Lift it up. Yep. My thing slipped a little bit, but now I'm going to keep this scrap because I'm going to be able to use it for another project. So I'm just going to take off my masking tape and put this in my little scrap pile over here out of the way. Now I'm going to just have a look. There's even more scrap over here that I could probably take off. So I think I will, since I have now run out of the iron-on and need to place an order. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut it here. Scraps are important. Now you notice that it didn't really affect my mat. My mat's still very sticky. And that means I have to remove this masking tape just like this. And I'm going to turn this over like this and remove it like this. Now, the reason why we do it this way is because we don't want our material to get wrinkled. And it is already sort of rolled up, as you can see, but that's okay. That's okay. But sometimes if you take vinyl off, it can get a wrinkle in it. So now I'm just going to start at the corner here and start removing the excess. Now, believe me, when I have only a few, I could have saved all that. And that's, oh no, not that. Okay, that's okay. So when I have only a little bit of some material, I am very frugal and I want to keep it all. So if that's, something that you're into, then you found the right person, because I am super frugal like that. And what we're going to do, now this is mirrored, so we're just going to start removing the excess, just like I'm doing here. All right. And it's going to take me a few minutes to do this. So I had such a blast yesterday when I was showing you guys all the materials, and I wanted to tell you that there's so many new materials and there's pens and everything, that it's going to take me a while to schedule everything, but we will get through it and we will go over all of the new materials, because I'm pretty excited. If you didn't see that video, there's this brand new watercolor pen set that comes with like a water brush that you can use in your Joy, or you can use in the Maker. I think the other thing that I really loved was that they considered that there were a lot of Joy fans out there, and they added quite a few new Joy products with this. So not everybody uses the larger machine. Some people use Joy, and they thought of them as well. So we're going to, next week and going forward, we're going to be going through all of these lovely new products, but this was my favorite, so I wanted to do this first. So you see, I'm just weeding. So if you want to check your project, you turn it around and you can see. Sometimes you can't really like make it out when you're doing it. So turning it around to check your project is really important. And here and here. Now I'm going to be using my Easy Press Mini for this, but only because I'm not in my pressing area. I have a little area that has my auto press and my other presses in there. So I'm going to use my Mini, and we are actually going to be pressing on, pressing on paper, believe it or not. So when I'm using Mini and or anytime actually using press, I'm going to be using the Cricut Heat Guide. So I want to show you that before we get started, but let me just finish up here. As you can see. Now I also cut out a sign using the vinyl, and I did weed it all. I want to show it to you as well. So let's just finish this up. I did cut it out. I didn't want to take up too much of your time. Okay. Let's have a look. Did I get all of the little bits? Yes, I did. And there's a little tiny bit over here. So let's make sure I move that over. Okay. And while I have you at this angle, I'm going to show you. This is the vinyl. I don't know why they do that. They're going to have to spend time. Sorry. Hey, stop. Probably the mailman. Okay, so you'll notice that there's a difference in the color, but this is the vinyl. I thought that the vinyl weeded pretty well. I did put more pressure on, and I weeded very carefully because of all the little, marks. I thought it kind of felt like thick, like window cling, but it's stickier. Okay. So we'll put that together as well. So let's go back here and have a look at the Cricut Heat Guide. If I can find my mouse. Okay, here we'll go. Come on, mouse. We're going to go to, this is Cricut Heat Guide. You can find that in Google and bookmark it. That's a good idea. I just type in Cricut Heat Guide and up it pops. So there it is, and it has all the different presses except for the Easy Press 3 and the hat press. And the reason why it does not have those is because those have the built-in heat guide for you. So if you have a hat press or you have an Easy Press 3, you don't need to use this. The heat guide's already built in. But I'm going to use my Easy Press Mini today. So I am going to select it. You see it has an underline here. Or if you want to use your other presses, you're welcome to do that. And then I'm going to go to the material, and I'm going to choose Glow in the Dark Iron-On right here. And then for the material that I'm going to put it on, I'm going to choose cardstock, and then I hit apply. And when I hit apply, I see that I need to have my Easy Press Mini on the 2 squiggles, which is medium. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Now I'm going to bring you back down here. All right, and I'm going to turn this on to the 2 squiggles. And here we go. We're going to give it a second to get warmed up. And that will give me some time to sort of put this together. So here's my craft board. My craft board. That's going to go in the back. And then here's my cardstock like this. And then this is my offset layer. I always want to call it an overlay layer. And I'm just going to take some glue, and I'm going to glue these pieces together. And I'm going to just do it around the edges. like this. Now, any glue will do. I would not use, say, hot glue for this because you want it to be very flat. And if you want to really make sure this is on well, I would, if you're really concerned about it, I would put it underneath my workspace and press it down. Okay, so there's the offset layer. It's a little more detailed, but I'm just going to put a little bit more glue here and get all the little places. You see what I mean about the offset layer, not having those individual pieces? That's important because you don't want to have to hand put these little pieces in place. So definitely do your offset a little bit larger than the 0.125. All right. This dog, he never would bark. Okay, so I am also going to get my Easy Press mat. I love these mats because I work all the time on these self-healing mats. The thing is about the self-healing mats, though, is if you put heat on them, they warp, and then you can never get the warping out. So definitely use either a towel or one of these mats. I just love these mats because they're easy and they're small enough to kind of tuck away when you don't need them. So here's my iron-on piece with the and I do have a little bit of, I don't know, dander or something around here, but I think this is going to look good. I don't have my I usually will take my lint roller and do it on the iron-on, but since we just did it, I think there's no hair in the ear, so that's good. I'm seeing like little bits of things, but that's on the outside. So my Easy Press is all heated up, and I am just going to start putting it on the surface here, which is protected by the mat. And it really does not take that long. And actually what's kind of cool is you can see when the heat is on it, it actually glows a little bit. But you're just going to have to trust me that when you get this in the dark, it will glow. So so it does need to be like charged with the sun. So I'm going to put this on one of my doors. It's going to be, you know, in the sunlight, and then the glow in the dark will last, I think, at least 6 hours. That's what I read. Let's see if that does it say here? It doesn't say on the bottle, on the bottle, on the tube. Great for wall decals, seasonal decor, and more. It doesn't say there. So I was told that it needed a few minutes to get charged. So if you have this hanging up in a room or where there's some sunlight, it will just automatically charge up. So it's at 10 seconds, but that's 10 seconds at all of the areas. So you see I'm moving this around. Now, if I were doing this with my Easy Press or my Auto Press, I would just have to do it once and allow the machine to work. But I really like this little mini. And as you guys know, because I like to give it away, but I do love it. And I love using cardstock for iron-on because it just works out really wonderfully. And it really opens you up to using iron-on or even vinyl on cardstock if you're primarily a paper crafter. And so now I'm going to just slowly start to see if it's on. I see this is a little bit lifting, so I'm just going to give it another little shot. While I'm at it, I'll do these because these are all fancy loops, and sometimes I just, don't get to them correctly. And this is a cool peel. I find peeling when it's very cool is better. It seems to need that cooling period just to kind of adhere. Now, I do not do the back of my cardstock. I just don't doing the back, but let's peel it off. Looks pretty good. There we go. Isn't that great? There it is. And look at how nice and thick it is using the the craft board. So this is the other one that I did. I made a little mistake here, but I don't think anybody's going to notice. It's sort of thick. So this was done with the iron-on. So that's pretty cool. And let's have a look at this one that we did with the vinyl. So I'm turning off my mini because I don't need it. So this one here is the same thing. I used the craft board to give it some heft. And I cut out all of these layers, and then I cut out this vinyl, and I did weed it ahead of time because I figured you guys wouldn't want to see me spending so much time weeding. But here is the offset layer. Isn't that great? And then we're just going to take our glue and glue this together. So I am going to give away a couple of these. Let's do, I'll do one of the double toil and trouble, and then I'll do the something wicked one. So let's give those away. So Loretta, could you pick 2 winners for us? If you're new to me, just so that you know, Loretta is our moderator extraordinaire, and she's actually going to be out next week, and Shirley's going to be taking her place, and I do appreciate their wonderful volunteers. And if you are interested in winning one of these and you're on YouTube, please say pick me, and Loretta will pick you. We'll try to pick you. I'm sure there will be others. So go ahead, you pick 2 winners, Loretta. So then I'm just going to put this one together. What I need to do is have transfer tape because this is the vinyl. Remember, iron-on doesn't need transfer tape. It comes with already the backing there, but vinyl needs transfer tape. So I'm going to actually cut this down a little bit because I don't need this big of a sheet. And also keep your extras because you will find uses for them. So I'm going to cut it down, and then I'm just going to take this top off. And I'm going to lay it down here. This does take a little practice, so be kind to yourself, okay? This is not something that I just automatically learned how to do. It took practice. And if you're new to working with Cricut, then, you might have a little flub up here and there, and you'll learn. It does just take a lot of practice. So now I have my transfer tape on there, and I'm going to take my scraper, and I'm just going to burnish this on here. I remember I told you that it's kind of thick. So definitely, because we have such a fancy little thing, oh, we have a new person on today. Griselda. I love that name. That's an awesome name. Okay. So there is us doing that, and I'm going to, just because it's easier, I am going to cut the extra transfer tape off. Now you can reuse transfer tape. I do that if I'm making like multiples, I will reuse it. But if I leave it on my desk, which I always put it like on the side of the desk, if I leave it on it for too long, the dogs come by and then sort of nullify the, the tape. So here we go. And here is our base. And what I'm going to do first is I am going to turn it upside down and then just kind of peel it off. But I'm not going to take the whole thing off just yet. Okay. I just want to make sure that it's going to peel okay. And then I'm going to remove just the top part of it like that. And I'm going to place it on there so that I know it's right. And then I just take this like this. That's why I take it off the backing first, because I don't want it to stick to the backing while I'm doing this part. Oops, I got a little problem here. There we go. Oh, what happened to my U? There's my U. All right, let me show you what to do when that happens. What happened to the U? All right. So this is the end of our really fun week. We did a lot of like Halloween projects, and I hope that you enjoyed it. We did a lot of cards. If you are new, go to my YouTube channel and sign up. There's my U. I'm just going to hand place it. Let's do that. So go to my YouTube channel and sign up. And if you do sign up, you can enter to win something in our drawing. So there it is. I think I put the U on kind of wrong. Suppose I could have used the transfer tape, but it's a little bit off. I don't think anybody's going to notice. There we go. And you can tell this is iron, not an iron, glow in the dark. But let's just have a look at these. So there's the big sign. This I cut at like 11.5 inches. Is a smaller one. And then these two are the same size. So I'm going to be giving away one of each of these. I think I'll be giving away these two. So who are our winners? Who are our winners today? Gail and Sweet Drops 45, and Gail Miller. Welcome back, Gail. You're going to win a Something Wicked or the double. Oh, Perlita. So if you're new, just know that I like to give things away. It feels good to give things away for me. So that's what I do. And I do give away all of my Cricut projects pretty much. If you're new, also I wanted to show you, this is a card we did yesterday. And I kind of tricked you guys because I used that new glitter, the glitter gel pens. And so those are really cool. So next week, we'll be doing some work on the joy. We'll also be working with the watercolor. So these are the watercolor markers. And then there are these opaque markers. And they both come in joy size. And then here's the watercolor markers that comes with this little brush that you actually open. I want to just move these. You open it like this and you fill it with a little tiny bit of water. Sorry, do it like this. And you fill it with a little tiny bit of water. And then I didn't clean mine, but it will clean up. But then when you're starting to work with your watercolors, and we'll go into that in great detail, but that's what that's for. So there are watercolor markers, there are glitter gel pens that really actually work. There are opaque gel pens. What else do we have? We have label smart vinyl that's writable, label vinyl. So that's coming up. Oh my gosh, we're going to have such a blast. Then I want you to join me and this lovely crew of people that meet me every morning at 9 o'clock. So thank you so much for coming. Thanks for supporting my channel. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope you do come and check out the brand new projects that we're going to be going over. And I hope you enjoyed this. This is really fun. You could even, if you wanted to, sort of glue a little string here to hang it up. I think I might do that. And I might use my glue gun with it. So there you go. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for coming, and we will see you again. Oh, Catherine, you didn't win, but you know what? Keep coming, Catherine. There's a lot to win. There's a lot to win. And we will do that next week. All right, everyone, have a lovely weekend. I hope it's a wonderful, beautiful one in your area. It's looking like our weekend's going to be really good here in New England. And I hope that you can join me on Monday where we'll be using some of these new products. Thank you, everyone. And we'll see you again. We'll see you again on Monday. Get some crafting in. It's really good for your soul. All right, everyone, take care. Bye-bye.